it's a wonderful thing to do to pray a rosary with a group. Another wonderful thing to do with a group? Eat.
Eat.
The bigger the group, the better when it comes to eating. And it is time now to spend a little bit of time talking about food with Monsignor Michael Billion and a little something we call Meals with Monsignor. Good morning, Monsignor Billion.
Well, good morning, Dave, and all of you in the studio.
Hello.
Good to be with all of you this morning and with our listeners. It's a beautiful day. It's a day to relish all the gifts that God gives us. And so I've decided to go to a restaurant today whose name means the gift.
Ooh.
The name of the restaurant is Regalo.
Regalo.
The gift. Regalo. It's you have to walk through the Hollywood casino to get to it, though. So close your eyes as you're walking through because the gift in the very middle of the casino is a wonderful gift. It is a fabulous restaurant. The Chef Adam there has a great story. He started cooking when he was a kid, when he was a child, at the feet of his grandmother. That's very much how I learned how to cook. Is not necessarily from my mother, but from the generation before her. My grandmother and all my grandmother's sisters and their husbands are how I learned how to cook. He grew up, then went into a whole culinary career after starting cooking literally in a restaurant when he was 13 years old, and cooked all the way up to the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs. And eventually he and his wife and 3 kids came here to Toledo, and he is the executive chef at Regalo.
Wow.
He created the restaurant, creates the menus. It's a beautiful place to experience a good, wonderful option for food, and you have plenty of options once you get there. I'm just going to talk about a few of them because I haven't made my way through the whole menu yet. And frankly, because the menu does change sometimes, too. He puts different things in during different time periods. So you could enjoy anything. I've seen lots of food go by my table there that I'm intrigued with, but I'm only going to talk about the things that I've actually imbibed in while I was there.
That's helpful.
I only like firsthand experience
There you go.
when it comes to food, not secondhand.
Yeah.
So you can start the menu off with a good little antipasti, a little appetizer, and there are really 2 of them that I love a great deal there. One, my favorite one, is burrata and prosciutto. Burrata is a cheese, a very soft cheese that usually comes in balls. People might look at it and think it's mozzarella cheese, but it's not. It's softer and sweeter than mozzarella cheese, and it comes. It's prepared beautifully on a plate with some figs, literally a piece of a honeycomb to enjoy fresh honey. Some other herbs with olive oil and balsamic vinegar glaze, and some toasted bread so you can dip into it and taste it. Lots of wonderful taste, this burrata and prosciutto. The other thing that I like on the antipasti menu, of course, is the calamari fritti. Lots of people serve calamari, and they serve it in many different fashions, and they give you different sauces to enjoy them with. Well, the 2 sauces that Regalo offers to you are both phenomenal. It's one is a lemon olive oil sauce, and the other is a Roman sauce, a white sauce. They're all delicious and good to enjoy those things just to get your palate ready to receive something very elegant to eat. So antipasti is meant to tease up your taste buds before you eat the main course. So enjoy those wonderful antipasti before you dive in perhaps to a little bit of soup. They have a delicious Italian wedding soup there with some good spinach, some little tiny meatballs and noodles, a chicken broth. Enjoy that before you dive into a salad, which I always skip. Me and green things don't always go together. So I usually pass them up.
I know.
Pat has a shocked look on her face here for some reason.
Yeah. Skip the. If you love salad, God bless you. But I like to save room in my stomach for other things other than green roughage.
Got it.
So I skip right over the salad when I go there. because there are lots of options when it comes to the main course. The chef always has a few features which are absolutely wonderful, but one of them that they always have that I would highly recommend to you is a recipe that I actually talked about a few weeks ago, but they do it a very different way there. Cacio e pepe. You might remember we talked about pasta and they prepare the cacio e pepe at your table side, and they bring a very large round of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Those big rounds of cheese right there, and they flame it, the cheese for you, so it melts a bit of the cheese, and they prepare the pasta right in the wheel of the cheese. Toss it in there, mix the peppers in, and then put it on the plate and put it before you. It's not only fun to watch, but it's absolutely delicious to eat. The cacio e pepe is wonderful. It's one of my favorite ones on the Fetch Cheap Print, the chef's feature there. But they also have different things that change around, so we'll look closely at that. Then they have some great house specialties, which include some great chickens and veal parmesan, some eggplant, some shrimp scampi. But I move right down to their handmade pasta options. They have a beautiful bolognese sauce. So literally a kind of a fettuccine pasta noodle along with a beef and veal ragu sauce. And they top theirs with a nice, a thick grate of Parmesan cheese, which often melts a little crust on the top of their bolognese, which is a beautiful thing to be able to enjoy. The other thing that I like very, very much on their pasta side is what they call their Zaz pasta, which is a prosciutto-wrapped chicken. So prosciutto is a spiced ham, which has been aged deliciously and for a long time with some sage and some marsala, some balsamic, onions, peas, and mushrooms, and honey over a nice bed of Alfredo. And that's a delicious and wonderful thing to be able to enjoy. There's za pasta there. But you can also, get a good bone-in pork chop there, a little bit of lambs on their menu all the time, and a ribeye filet. Or you can go to the sea and get some good halibut and some red snapper there. Absolutely delicious. But you have to save a little bit of room. Hey, by the way, I skipped the vegetables, too.
I was going to say, I figured there was vegetables somewhere on that menu that you weren't looking at.
Oh, yeah, there are lots of vegetables, but you'll know that I skipped that part, too.
That's right.
Because I want to move right on to enjoy the dolce, the desserts. And they really have three desserts. They have lots of wonderful desserts, but the three that I enjoy the most is their panna cotta, their cannolis, and their mascarpone cheesecake. Those three things are absolutely delightful to enjoy, any one of those. Or if you get a little group at the table, get all three and share them around the table. That's a wonderful way to try a lot of different things. So it's the Regalo. It is a great gift of food, closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, but open Sunday through Wednesday. So it's one of the places you can get a beautiful meal on Sunday nights if you're looking for a place. So try the Regalo at the Hollywood Casino, just on the edge of Toledo and Rossford in the Metro Toledo area.